Hello, and welcome to my oral presentation on the history of metal fabrication. Now, what is metal fabrication? Metal fabrication is the process of forming or creating parts and pieces by joining and bonding metal together. The process of forming pieces and parts out of metal dates back to, well, pre-recorded history, but the earliest piece of archaeological evidence that we have of people forming things out of metal comes out of, or is a copper pendant found in an archaeological dig that dates back to 8,700 BC. And ongoing from this point, copper was used to form a lot of different things because of its easy workability, as was gold. Gold being that you could find it in a pure form in nuggets, and you only needed a hard surface and a hammer to work it. However, these metals were not great for tools because they're both softer metals and they don't retain good edge durability. So, around 3,300 BC, the Bronze Age began, which began with the advent of, the creation of copper, which is an alloy created by mixing tin in with copper. Bronze Age. I'm talking about the Bronze Age. Can't remember if I misspoke and said I was talking about the Copper Age. But this new alloy of copper and tin was stronger and had better edge durability, which made it better for creating tools. And also began the earliest instances of forge manufacturing, which allowed metals such as iron to be derived from ores and purified and turned into ingots. As forging continued, forging is the process of heat treating metals to improve their ductility, which allows them to be shaped, bended, and formed more easily. This continued throughout the Middle Ages and was an integral part of societies, allowing cultures to either rise or fall based off their access to metals and their ability to create things such as weapons, tools, and jewelry for trade. And forge manufacturing continued on for an extended period of time until we get to around the 1700s, or rather, in the 1700s, sheet metal was first introduced on a wide scale in the Industrial Revolution. And sheet metal was made possible based off of a design done by Leonardo da Vinci back in 1495. It took that long for the design to actually be implemented and used in manufacturing. With sheet metal being created, it was easier to bend and work the thinner pieces of metal to create lighter objects and things of that nature. Then, in the 1800s, we get into the more modern processes of cutting and bonding metal together with the Davies discovery. The Davies brothers discovered acetylene and what would become modern arc welding by discovering that carbon sticks connected to a battery would create an electric arc. And that was sufficient enough at the time that you could generate enough heat to bond metals to each other using that process. And of course, as we move on, We have introductions such as flux coatings on the electrodes, shielding gases, things of that nature which improves the quality of the welds and creates stronger, more secure bonds. And as time moves on, we continue making advancements onto better welding processes and methods for cutting and joining metals. And we can only wait to see what the future holds in terms of advancements in metal fabrication. So thank you very much. That has been my presentation, and I will leave you with that.